Oh, this is the time for Australia to be so welcomed in my playlist tributed to Venice Immersive. And I'm really happy to have here Nathan Anderson from
Hello.
Byron Bay. Wow, Australia. So thank you for to be here with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we know we just rush after each other for a while because there is kind of few hours of difference, but we are here to know more about your Lustration series that you've been presented in Venice Biennale. So your company is New Canvas.
Yes.
And it's really inspiring because I'm always saying that this is the future form of art. Okay, so let us know something more on the story. We know that is crime story, and
Yeah.
we'd like to know more about the story of Lustration, please.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks for having me on as well. I really enjoyed my time in Venice when I was there, and it's a long way to fly back to Byron Bay, but it was worth going. So it was wonderful to be there. But yeah, so Lustration is a 4-episode animated series, and it's set in the afterlife. So specifically in purgatory. So once you die, you in our story you go to a place called the Between, which is a kind of a moment in time before you move on to your final resting place. And our story takes place in the Between, and it's a bit of a fantasy noir story. So there's some detectives or enforcers that are involved with I guess making sure that the Between is is doing what it's supposed to, and their job is to lustrate souls that aren't supposed to be there. So during the course of the series, they begin to find out that actually not everything is good, and there is some corruption, and there is some evil that's happening within this environment. And this really looks at, I guess, some of the elements of control in government and multinational corporations that we see in our world, and presenting them in a fantasy context of the Between. So the project's adapted from a comic of the same name, and these first 4 episodes are really just the beginning of the story, and we've got a lot more story to explore in the whole experience.
So you find the perfect environment to present your production in Venice?
Yes, absolutely. We really enjoyed having the project presented there, and the team that run the Venice Immersive program are amazing. I think it's one of the best festivals for presenting immersive work that I've seen. It was very impressive. So, and it's just, there's a really good community of creators in the space at the moment. So it's great to be able to meet other people from this area. But yeah, we were very happy with how it was presented there, and hope to be able to come back again.
Okay, and which were your main challenges in realizing this kind of productions, but also to present in such a way?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that everyone has in this industry is really about how to finance projects and how to bring them to the market without compromising them, or kind of allowing them to or impacting on their creative vision. So the writer director that created this work, a guy called Ryan Griffen, is very driven around telling the story and exploring this story. But as a producer, my job is always to look at how do we find the right people to do the job, but also make sure we have the production budget to be able to execute as well. And anyone involved in this area knows that it's challenging to generate revenue from audiences. So it's really about working with technology partners like Meta, or others to be able to support this industry as we grow. And I think so. Finance is a big challenge, and it's certainly something you've got to think creatively about as well.
And in fact, this is one of the most difficult aspects, I think, with the technologies and the digital worlds. It's changing also the way to collect money and to provide to, in my little word, also for me is challenging. So how do you see Australia as competitor player in this field? Do you have enough resources and budget to keep on developing this technology over there? It's not an issue on mindset that maybe we can have here in Italy, because we are much more creative in other ways. But what about Australia in particular?
Yeah, so there's a couple of good things that we've got going for this market. First of all, the exchange rate in comparison to US dollars and euros is quite good. It's essentially 75 cents to the USD or euro. So a dollar goes further or euro goes further in Australia for production. The crews and the production teams are very good here. We have a history of making media content for American markets and for European markets. So the people know what they're doing here. We're also fortunate that our government has a very progressive support program. So similar to the Canadian government or some other governments around the world, they will contribute parts of the budget to your project if you meet certain criteria. So we're very fortunate to have a federal government and a state government where I live that supports that. So that makes it really much easier to look at these sorts of propositions as well.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a really good news for you. And what
Yes.
about Lustration? As there are 4 parks, and they are all in VR technologies, and I've been at least watching the trailer, and it's absolutely perfect, conceived with the high levels of sound technologies as well. So I think it's in his genre is absolutely amazing. So where the audience can go and purchase or buy or see more about this series?
Yeah, so and just on that point, it was really important for us that we had a very professional production, because we know that we're competing with lots of other things that people can do, whether it's watching Netflix or any other entertainment project. So we wanted to make sure there was good sound production and good actors. At the moment, the first 4 episodes are basically the first act in the story, and we're working on a second season of work. We hope to have more information on that and be able to present some more on that next year. In the meantime, our website, lustration.co, is where you can find lots of information about the comic, as well as sign up for newsletters and be able to hear more about the project. We did also just launch an NFT collection on OpenSea, which is a unique art collection that allows anyone that's interested to purchase a scene, if you like.
That's very interesting about the NFT, because we already approach our traditional art to that kind of certifications or evaluation of art pieces. What do you think in the future will be the developing also the NFT?
Yeah, this first step for us is a very simple step, which is only a collection of 40 NFTs to commemorate the first season. There is some exclusive content that you can get access to if you own an NFT. But really for us, it's about engaging with our audience and building a community around that audience. And we think that certain groups of our audience will be really active in wanting to contribute creatively to the property as it develops. And NFTs and social tokens are a way that we can allow audiences to be engaged and have commercial outcomes, but also, be more involved in the property itself. So we think that the Web3 and token model is a really important path forward, and certainly as we look into the metaverse and how people can be involved and have a sense of ownership over the experience, their entertainment experience as well.
So New Canvas, I mean, your company is always, I found this really interesting, is you are a part of Byron Bay XR Connective. Can you tell us a little bit about it? It's a group of industries.
Yeah, so it's a collective of companies like ours that are in the same region of Australia, and there's actually quite a few companies that are doing some good work in different VR and AR categories. And really for us, it's about coming together to help each other learn what we're doing and share skills and knowledge, but also present this area as I guess a thought leadership area and somewhere where we're contributing. And I think at the moment there's no outside of California, there's no sort of clear hub of where VR is kind of happening, and we think there's some good people that are working on it here, and that it's a very small sort of collective. There's about 15 companies at the moment, but we're all helping each other to make VR work and AR work as well.
But you, of course, will be pushed by your projects such as Lustrations,
Yes.
but also I have to say that for Australians, as far as I had my little experience there, is all about team working. So
yeah.
I think you will you will get so many goals in the futures, and absolutely, and also I would love to get back there. And so you want to say something specific on your again on your future? There is something going on, and
we're just really excited about this industry. I think everyone that works in it is passionate at the moment, and it's a good time to be here. There's lots of new hardware coming out, and I think in the next 6 to 12 months we'll see more opportunities to tell stories, and I'm really interested in how new technology enables us to do things in a different way, and it's such a great space to work in. So I feel like we're just getting started. It's a very, early days of the industry, but I look forward to being able to make more work and make more series of Lustration, but also other projects as well. And if anyone wants to find out more, they can come to our website, newcanvas.co, and feel free to reach out to us there. And we'd love to hear from people.
Yes, of course. I will put all the reference down in the description. So that's it's time to say you arrivederci. And
arrivederci.
Grazie mille. Grazie mille. I hope to see you in person in the future. Thank you. This was my little conversation with Nathan Anderson from Australia, New Canvas companies. Keep on staying tuned. Simona Cocchi, The Italian Way.